Hello YouTube, how's everyone doing? It's Professional here. Today I wanted to make another top 5 video for you guys, and I was thinking of one to make. I started looking through all the vehicles in the game, and I saw some of them, and then I said to myself, these vehicles are really useless. Now, I made a video about a year ago titled Top 5 Most Obsolete Vehicles. This is much different because useless is where it really never had any purpose. Obsolete means that they were once great vehicles at one point, but they have been replaced by better ones. Also, if you guys ever have a top 5 that you want me to do, let me know down below. I'm always open to fan suggestions. Now, enough of me talking, let's get started. Starting off at number 5, we have the Mogul plane. This plane costs a total of $3,125,000 or a trade price of $2,350,000 by doing 30 missions for the hangar. This plane came with Smuggler's Run update back in August of 2017. Now, what makes this plane useless? If you compare it to most other Smuggler's Run planes, they do their jobs much better. The Mogul does have JATO thrust, and the one unique thing it does have is the turret gun on the top. But this gun, it's largely ineffective. When you first purchase this plane, you think the gun on top is cool, and while it does have a 360 turn ability, the guns are not explosive, and you can't shoot underneath the plane. Because you can't shoot underneath, someone could easily just fly below you and hit you. Despite my criticism, I do like the look of the Mogul, and I want it to be better. I want this plane to succeed. This plane should have a ball turret gun underneath it. You could then switch from top to bottom at any moment and fire. The top gun that we have can shoot down pursuing helicopters if the pilot flies in a straight line, but any kind of uneven movement makes it much harder to do so. And because the gun isn't explosive, if any jet or fighter chased after you, you would have no chance to shoot them down. You have to get extremely lucky to shoot them down with this gun. As for the bombing, it's not that hard to bomb with it, but because it's a larger plane and does not have the greatest handling, some targets can be much more difficult to hit. The Rogue, the Sea Breeze, and the Starling are much better at bombing than this thing. On top of that, the Mogul's a pretty slow plane. I get it that it's because of its size, it's not going to be super fast, but having 2 engines on this thing, it should make it go faster. It does have countermeasures, but it can't outrun missiles in circles like the Rogue, the Molotov, the Pyro, the Hydra, and other aircraft. And because of all these reasons, we very rarely see someone flying a Mogul. I can't remember when I actually saw one. And if you compare this thing to the Tulla plane, while that plane's not amazing either, the Tulla plane is actually better because the Tulla plane can carry 5 people, unlike the Mogul, which can carry 3. And the Tulla plane, it can land on the water. The Mogul plane, it can't land on the water. It can only land on land. The Tulla can land on both land and water. The gun on the Tulla isn't as good as the gun on the Mogul, but that plane I still consider much better than this thing. This thing I almost never see anyone use. At number 4, we have the Cerberus. Out of all the vehicles on this list, this one is the most recent one, coming out the Arena Wars update back in December of 2018. I wanted to choose one arena vehicle for this list, and I thought, what is the most useless one? And I decided on the Cerberus. This vehicle costs $3,870,300, or a trade price of $2,910,000. This is the most expensive arena vehicle, and also the worst one in my opinion. To unlock the trade price, you need to play the arena constantly, and then you will unlock it randomly, which is terrible, and the initial price does not even cover how expensive the upgrades are. But do you get anything useful in this vehicle? The only thing I could see people arguing that's good about this vehicle is its unique flamethrower weapon. While I agree it's unique, it doesn't serve much of a purpose. Sure, it can be fun to mess around with, as here we're doing it in free mode, we're killing cops and NPCs with a flamethrower, but where would this vehicle come in handy? What use would this vehicle actually have, like in missions and stuff like that? You can't use it in heists, it's a giant target, it's very slow, it has poor handling. The ram on it, while it can't smash NPC cars out of the way, it's useless in the arena. If you take this thing into the arena, you are guaranteed to lose, almost every time. Other vehicles are able to easily outrun you and avoid you. You would have to catch someone at the worst time possible if you want to ram them with this thing. They will see you coming and be able to easily jump out of the way. In the flag mode I'm playing here, I get absolutely destroyed because they are able to easily get the flags before me. When you drive this vehicle, you have to get so close to someone to kill them, and even then, it still takes some time. While I did get a kill here, I got one guy with the flamethrower. That guy, he didn't have as much experience in the arena, and I kind of cornered him. He didn't even have weapons on his vehicles. In most matches, everyone gangs up on the guy driving the Cerberus. They are almost certain to die first because they're such a large target. It's understandable why everyone go for it. It's a giant target. Why wouldn't you? The only reason the enemy team isn't trying to kill me in this match is because they don't have weapons on their vehicles. If they did, I would be dead. The only mode I could see this being somewhat useful is Hot Bomb, the soccer bomb mode in the arena, because you would block the goal with this truck. it might be useful in that, but even then, it wouldn't work out because people would just easily blow this truck up and then score. It doesn't help that this truck gets blown up by one RPG in free mode either. For being the most expensive arena vehicle, it's ironically the most useless as well. Next at number 3, we have the Technical Aqua. I don't know who at Rockstar thought this vehicle was a great idea. This is a vehicle that is so rare, I can't remember people using it, even when it first came out. It costs a regular price of $1,489,000, or you can get it for a trade price of $1,120,000 if you do the Securo Serve mission involving it. This is a technical that floats on the water. Nothing else besides that. So if it floats in the water, does it make it better than the regular technical, the technical custom? No, the technical custom is much better. It has armor in the front, protection for the driver, a ram, even though it's not the greatest, and it can drop infinite proximity mines. What can this thing do? Just float in the water and have someone on the back use its gun? To be fair to it, it does have a unique VIP work called Amphibious Assault that you unlock if you own the vehicle, but even this VIP work, it's terrible. First of all, you need 2 people to start the job, you can't do it solo, and on top of that, you can't even use your custom technical Aqua. It makes no sense. So let me get this straight. You need to buy a personal, custom technical Aqua to start Amphibious Assault, and you need to drive across the map to get to another technical Aqua that spawned. Why can't you just use your custom technical? You don't need to use technical for the mission either. You can just get any other vehicle like a Hydra or a helicopter to destroy the crates in the mission, but one person at least needs to get it to spawn the enemies. And the mission does not even pay you a lot. It pays the same wage as Headhunter, around $20,000. And Headhunter, you can do in 2 to 3 minutes with a buzzard, but this, it's going to take you at least 5 minutes, and that's if you're lucky, and you gotta drive there. This VIP work also has a 30-minute cooldown, while Headhunter only has a 10-minute cooldown. This vehicle is so useless because there's so many other ways to cross the water. Helicopters, a jetpack. You can even spawn an oppressor with your MC menu. There's so many ways to get across the water now. I don't know why someone would use this to get across the water. I know what some people will say, but you can assault yachts with it. You would have to go all the way to the yacht, spawn it near the shore to get in it, then go towards the yacht during piracy prevention. You would not even make it halfway to the yacht, as this thing is so slow, and anyone on the yacht can take out an RPG and hit you from long range. It only takes one RPG, making the Technical Aqua not only one of the most useless vehicles in the game, but one of the most disappointing. Why can't we just customize our custom technical to have a float option as well? We could have the armor, and we could have the float option. Instead, we need 2 versions. If a heavy armored APC can float in the water, I see no reason why an armored technical can have the float option as well. But no, the game forces us instead to have 2 technicals. It makes no sense. At number 2, we have the RCV, or the Riot Control Vehicle. This vehicle costs a regular price of $3,125,000, or a trade price of $2,350,000 if you complete Act 2 of the Doomsday Heist. The RCV is a Riot Control Vehicle that most players consider the worst vehicle in the Doomsday Heist. Now, what makes this vehicle so useless? What's so bad about it? It's the fact that it has terrible handling, it blows up in one RPG, and its only real unique thing is the dual water cannons. This is the only vehicle in the game that we can own that has water cannons, and I agree, it makes it unique, but there's no real use for this thing. You can't own a fire truck, you can steal one, but this is the only custom vehicle that you can own that has a water cannon. The only use that I could see is for the contact mission burn rate, where you have to extinguish several burning cars. Here it can be helpful, but that's where it's helpful. Only one mission in the whole game. I don't count it as being helpful in the heist because you can't use your custom RCV. Why are you forced to constantly steal an RCV in the preps if you own one? You could just use your custom one. If you buy a custom one, you don't have to do the prep anymore, and that would at least encourage people to buy the RCV. This thing, it's not reliable. It's not great. It doesn't have bulletproof windows. It's not really going to be of much use. The vehicle, though, it can be improved. It can be made much better. Have it take at least 2 RPGs. Give it bulletproof windows. If it's a vehicle meant for dealing with riots, shouldn't it at least have a bulletproof window option? Also, add proximity mines. So many vehicles in the game, they already have them. But why can't the RCV have proximity mines? If you do all of that and you lower the price, plus allow us to use our custom ones in the heist, I guarantee you a lot more people would use it. But until then, this is a pretty useless vehicle. Before I unveil the number 1 most useless vehicle in the game, I want to make a special mention, which is the Karl Kuruma. Even though the Karl Kuruma does not have any special abilities, I see a lot of people buy this vehicle and I don't understand why, and this is the Karl Kuruma that we're talking about, not the Armored Kuruma. The Armored Kuruma is one of the most useful vehicles in the game. Why would you buy the Karl Kuruma if you could just buy the Armored Kuruma? It's pretty much the same vehicle, just armored. The Armored Kuruma is so much better. You don't get shot at that vehicle, so why would you buy the Karl Kuruma? It does not make much sense. And number 1, the most useless vehicle in this game is the Wastelander. This vehicle came out with the Import-Export update back in December of 2016. it costs a regular price of $658,350, or $495,000 if you complete the Securo Serve mission for it. Out of all the vehicles on this list, this is the cheapest vehicle, but it is the most useless. I can't find any kind of purpose for this vehicle. I tried. It does have a VIP work called Transporter, where you drive a car that's on the back to a destination. The vehicle is decently fast, so it's an easy VIP work, but it pays the same as Headhunter, and it has a 30-minute cooldown. The reason I consider this vehicle so useless is because I was so disappointed in it when it first came out. I got excited. I was really excited. I was hoping I would be able to put vehicles on the back when I saw it in a mission. I was wrong. Look in this mission. I am able to take a vehicle that's hooked on the back, but I can't put other vehicles on the back of this thing. Only in a mission. It just slides off. Why can't you hook vehicles to the back of it? It's a vehicle transport truck. It's meant to transport cars. What's the point of this kind of vehicle if you can't transport anything? It also gets destroyed in one RPG. Out of all the vehicles on this list, they're all pretty useless, but at least everything else has had one small unique thing. The Mogul, it had the turret gun. The Cerberus had a flamethrower. The technical Aqua, it could float in the water. The RCV had a dual water cannon. What does this thing have? It has absolutely nothing. A transport truck that can't transport vehicles. Absolutely useless. And massively disappointing. And it gets even worse. This thing, it's so sensitive that even if it touches a vehicle while it's moving, it can jump up, causing it to easily crash. And that is that for this video. Let me know if I missed any other useless vehicles. I hope that you guys have enjoyed it. If you did, drop a like. If you're new to my channel and enjoy my content, subscribe. And I'll see you guys on the next one. Take care, everyone.